Hurry up, you, said Gordon. Gordon, the proud engine, began making his plan to teach Thomas a lesson for teasing him. Almost before the coaches had stopped moving, Gordon reversed quickly and was coupled to the train. Get in quickly, please, he whistled. This time, Gordon started so quickly they forgot to uncouple Thomas. Mind the cows! Hurry, hurry, puffed Gordon. Shoo! He moved slowly onto the bridge, but the cow wouldn't shoo. Hurry, hurry, he said. Trickety-trock, trickety-trock. In a minute, Gordon would see the tunnel where Henry stood bricked up and lonely. I'm going to poop-poop at Henry, said Gordon. He was almost there when, whoosh! And there was proud Gordon going slower and slower in a cloud of steam. I feel so weak. You burst your safety valve, said the driver. You can't pull the train anymore. Oh, dear, said Gordon. We were going so nicely, too. And look, there's Henry laughing at me. Everyone came to see Gordon. Oh, said Gordon. That's no use. Edward can't push the train. I told you so, said Gordon. What cheek, spluttered Gordon. That Henry is too big for his wheels. Fancy speaking to me like that. Me, who has never had an accident. No, indeed. High spirits. Might happen to any engine. But to come off the rails like Henry did, well, I ask you, is that right? Is it decent? Then it was Henry's turn to take the express. Gordon watched him getting ready. Be careful, Henry. You're not pulling the flying kipper now. Mind you keep on the rails today. Henry went off in a huff, and Gordon yawned and went to sleep. Wake up, Gordon, said his driver. A special train's coming, and we're to pull it. Is it coaches or freight cars? Cars, said his driver. Cars, said Gordon. Gordon's fire was slow to start, so Edward had to push Gordon to the turntable to get him facing the right way. I won't go! I won't go! Grumbled Gordon. Don't be silly! Don't be silly! Puffed Edward. At last, Gordon was on the turntable. The movement had shaken his fire. It was now burning nicely and making steam. Gordon was cross and didn't care what he did. He waited till the table was halfway round. I'll show them, he hissed. He moved the table, but he couldn't stop himself and slithered into a ditch. Whoosh, he hissed. Get me out! Get me out! See? Laughed Gordon. What a joke! Boop, boop. Little Thomas, we'll have you out in a couple of puffs. Strong cables were fastened. It was a lot harder than they all thought. At last, Thomas was free. That's all right, Thomas. You made me laugh, replied Gordon. I'm in disgrace. Why, so you are, Thomas. Shall we form an alliance? You help me and I'll help you. Right you are, agreed Thomas. Good, that's settled, rumbled Gordon. And buffer to buffer, the Allies puffed home. Afraid? Rubbish, said Gordon. We didn't want the poor thing to hurt herself by running up against us. We stopped so as not to excite her. You see what I mean, my dear Edward? Gordon felt somehow that Edward saw only too well. Disgraceful, said Gordon. Disgusting, put in James. Despicable, finished Henry. We cannot allow it. They consulted together. Yes, they said. He did it to us, we'll do it to him, and see how he likes it. Who cares? A lot of fuss about nothing, if you ask me. And he steamed away. He left early next morning. Gordon was still complaining. Good riddance, he grumbled, chattering all night.
Who is he, anyway? As famous as me? Nonsense. Huh, so he says, huffed Gordon. But I didn't like his looks. He's got no dome. Never trust domeless engines. They're not respectable. I never boast, but I'd say 100 miles an hour would be easy for me. Goodbye.
Look, he's coming now. Gordon was running very fast. His wheels pounded the rails.
He did it, I'll do it. He did it,
Remember, Thomas, called Gordon grandly. United we stand, together we fall. You help me, and I'll help you. I'll remember, replied Thomas, but I hope Sir Topham Hatt forgives us soon. Suddenly, they noticed something. As the two engines whistled into the Queen's train glided into the station. Gordon was spotless, and his brass shone brightly.